Hello, welcome everyone. This is the first episode of Peter Naglich Guitars, and I'm Michael.
I'm Peter.
And we're in EMB Studios, right outside Arlanda.
Nice to be here.
Yeah, and thanks for coming.
Thank you.
It's an honor. Actually, we go back quite a few years, right?
Well, a couple of years.
Yeah, and we're gonna have a little series here about your guitars.
About guitars, yeah.
Yeah, about all of your guitars.
Hopefully.
Yeah, most of them.
Hopefully.
Peter has a broad range of different guitars, and I found you as more like I was in need of some guitar tech, and I was lucky to find you.
Thank you.
And whilst I was in your little office, I saw all these wonderful guitars hanging. You have, I think, maybe 20, 30 guitars hanging around.
A couple of them, yes.
And fortunately, I tried one out.
Yeah.
And I was, I fell in love. And I bought the guitar eventually.
Yeah, I would say that was pretty obvious. You liked it.
Exactly.
It was almost love at first sight, I would say.
Absolutely. And the thing was now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna make a series about how you build your guitars, how they sound, and why they sound like they sound. It's a little nerdy, but
quite a bit nerdy, I would say.
It's gonna be a bit nerdy, yeah. But anyways, we have a wide range of guitars, but we're gonna start with the
one that connected us.
Exactly. And
it's here.
It's here. And this is the Peter Naglich. Yeah, well.
Yep. It's a North Star model.
North Star model, and this is in Hollywood.
Glam glitter finish.
Exactly. Surf green.
Surf green bluish.
Yeah,
turquoise.
Exactly. Well, the thing is, you can actually order in any color you like, right? It's custom made.
That's actually what custom made is all about.
Yes, exactly.
Customizing a guitar to your exact need.
Yeah.
In all aspects. So if someone asks me, do I have a standard model? That's not how I do it.
No.
I build guitars per requirements to fit the player from start. Now this happened to be a ready-made guitar that you liked.
But you made some changes for me.
Sure.
There was another set of pickups on this when we first met.
Yep.
It was these what are they called?
That's lipstick pickups.
Yeah, exactly, and they're more like
very twangy,
bright,
bright, chiming.
And sound. I'm not that kind of guy, so I was. You actually wound up a two-piece of humbuckers. It's
very special in the case of neck humbucker. Yeah. And maybe a word or two about that. I do pickups. That's one of the things I love to do when I build a guitar. I talk to the person that will use it.
Yeah.
We talk about sounds. We talk about amplifiers and everything. And then I build the guitar. And after I've built the guitar, I play it to hear the exact sound of the guitar. And then I can tailor the pickups to fit as good as possible to the wishes and needs of the player.
All right. So anyways, the North Star, is that one of your first models, or is it?
It is the first, well, the second, but the first real deviation from the standard Fender Gibson kind of style.
All right, because it's a little bit of a because people always tend to compare, you know.
Yep.
If someone like if I try whatever brand it is, people always compare with, well, is it more to like this Fender kind of, or is it Gibson or what? You know, that's the two references people tend to use when they talk guitars. And I think this is a hybrid maybe.
You can say so. This guitar is an older body.
Yeah,
that is something you tend to think is in the Fender corner. Also, the neck is maple and 25.5-inch scale.
Yeah.
The fretboard is rosewood. You can find that in both, but it's a 12-inch radius.
Yes.
Which means the feel is much more like a Gibson in that aspect.
Exactly. Yeah. Or maybe PRS or something.
PRS. Yeah.
But anyway, should we listen to just a little before we continue with about, you know, there's a lot of features on these guitars, and maybe we should just listen try out some clean tones, and then
let's do that.
And then maybe later on we'll try out with some
crunch.
heavy crunch, and so let's do it. All right, cool.
Nice playing.
Yeah, thank you. Anyways, so I think we should talk a little about the pickups, maybe.
Yep. Let's do that.
And I showed you some typical sounds and you know, of what I liked and stuff, and then you just did your thing. I have no clue what you did, but
maybe I have. That's the bridge pickup is, I wouldn't say it's a pretty standard, but it's a slightly tweaked humbucker. People call it PAF style. I tweaked it a little bit more to get a little bit more brightness in it. The neck pickup is very special. It's compared to a standard humbucker, the construction is completely different. It's not what you see is not pole pieces; it's magnets. So it's a side-by-side single coils made into a humbucker, and that gives a much brighter, more open, and for me, much more usable neck sound. Yeah. Taking the inspiration from the wide range humbuckers that Fender produced in the 70s.
All right. Not used frequently anymore.
No, and to be honest, let's be a bit risky. What Fender sells today with the name wide range humbucker is nothing like what they made in the 70s.
Okay.
The construction is completely different, and the sound.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess it's well, modern times requires different
Different materials, different,
and
and that's one thing I can do. I can spend more time on sourcing the materials and building things in a more complicated and time-consuming way than a mass producer can do.
Yeah, and I would say, you know, people, I think most guitarists, they can find, you know, you can find your guitar. Like I always try out my guitars acoustically first, because that's the way, you know, I find a guitar that's attracting to me.
It starts with acoustic sound, even though it's an electric instrument.
Yeah.
Somebody actually described it very well in that an electric guitar is an acoustic instrument without the sound box,
Yeah.
without the resonance box.
Yes. And that's pretty much what it is. I mean, it's the truth, you know.
And that's the old and never-ending discussion about tone woods and should an electric instrument sound good before you amplify it. And my personal opinion and experience is, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It has to sound
definitely.
and feel correct.
Absolutely.
Before you start plugging it in.
Yeah.
But as you said, changing pickups can still do a lot of things with the sound.
Absolutely.
If you pair the right pickup with the right guitar, it can be magic.
Exactly, yeah. As you can hear, this guitar actually sings unplugged, and that's what I like. And the tone, you know, it just hangs in there, and that's pretty cool. And I think that's probably something you've been working with and trying to figure out how to.
Sure.
And it's important as well to get that sustain and when you play, so you don't have to work so hard. And like if you buy a really cheap guitar, you really have to work it. You know, you can still make it sound good, but you have to really work it, because it just won't sing. You know?
Won't resonate.
No, exactly, and that's the thing.
I have a couple of things that I believe contribute to that. I have a slightly higher head angle compared to, say, Gibson, that has 13 degrees neck angle. I have 15.
All right.
Small difference, but I personally believe it makes a difference.
Yeah.
I do neck through, I do glued in necks, but I prefer bolt-on necks.
Bolt-on, yeah.
If you turn it on, you can have a look.
You can see here, it's 4
still,
bolts.
Still very comfortable to reach the upper frets, but with my neck attachment systems, there's a lot of things going on under that. I can really connect the parts together. And that's one thing I believe contribute to the sound.
Yeah. And also, if you can, as you see, maybe you're wondering why I don't have the plate here. It's just I don't have it on any of my guitars, actually. It's just a thing, you know. I think it will somehow resonate a bit more, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I mean, it's just like you know, it's like a tick, you know, maybe I would say, I don't know, but it just feels better.
So the first thing you do when you have a guitar, you screw it away.
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, I don't know why, but it's a thing since a couple of years ago.
It makes string changing easier.
Yeah, definitely. But also, I think it's a couple of grams lighter, and it also opens up this sound hole here a little bit. So I don't know. It's just
the things that make you believe that you're a better guitar player will make you be a better guitar player.
Yeah. And that's today's words of wisdom from Peter. Maybe, well, you know, I feel like I would like to crank it up a bit and show what this guitar can do and how the pickup sounds with some.
Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's a lot of things you can do with this little monster. And as I said, or we talked about it, it will sound a bit different with other microphones. And also, it's like with any other instrument, it won't sound exactly the same because it has a lot to do with, you know, the wood and stuff. And I know that you have a special
we talked
method.
a little bit about woods before and what this guitar is built from, but as I build guitars one by one, and I have quite a specific end result in mind when I talk to the customer, I can spend some time going through the wood piles I have and listen for the specific pieces of wood that would, in combination, sound the closest as possible as the customer want. So you should see me in my workshop, pulling out pieces of wood, tapping on.
Peter, we are gonna make a special on your little wood shop.
The mad professor.
Exactly. I think that's coming.
Let's do it. Yeah. That would be fun.
Yeah, it would be really fun. See you knocking on wood.
Knock on wood,
Well, that would be fun. Yeah, but and what about what is your when you think about like picking out wood? Is it more important to find, you know, a piece of wood that sings to you in a way, or are you looking for like a light piece of wood that are singing, or doesn't it if you find like a more chunky piece and it still sounds like, would you use it, or how do you think?
It all comes down to what the customer wants.
Yeah.
A heavier piece of wood will change the sound.
Yes.
And from my personal standpoint, I prefer lighter guitars because I like the dynamics that comes with a light guitar. However, if you really want that kind of Les Paul-ish old woman tone kind of sound, then you definitely need a little bit of more weight in the guitar. It doesn't have to be a extremely weighty piece of wood, but making a body thicker add a weight and add that kind of sustain, but it also tones down the dynamics of the guitar. It makes the attack a little bit slower.
But it's more like a tank in the mix, you know. It's like you can, you know, it's but you won't be able to maybe get this soft and nice, you know, shimmery.
It will be different.
It will be
for sure be different.
Definitely. And this is not heavy.
It's quite light.
It's quite light. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, you know. That's the fun part of being a customer.
You can specify exactly what you want.
I want my guitar to weigh 2.3 kilos. You know, we'll be, you know, in this series we're gonna be when we talk about weights. I prefer doing it in kilos because we are from Sweden and we don't know ounces and pounds and stuff.
We're completely lost.
Yeah, we're completely lost. So I mean LBS and I don't know what. Well, anyway, the neck comes in whatever standard you want.
And you
it
will
to
be amazed to see how different a guitar feel.
Yeah.
When you change small part of the neck.
Yeah.
We're talking about width, depth, and profile.
Yeah. Is this like a CD between C and D a little bit?
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
modern CD between there somewhere.
A little bit, little chunkier than a modern C.
Yeah, but I like, you know, I like that, and it has a solid, you know, you get a comfortable grip, you know, on the back, and it's perfect for like doing these funky riffs, and also when you want to do some soloing, and so it's a well balanced neck, you know. But I mean, it's
one thing that quite often happens when I have a customer coming to me is that they have already a favorite guitar, but they want this or that and would like to change a lot of things. So it's not unusual that I make a cast of that guitar neck to have the profile and modify or shape the new guitar neck to be a copy, or maybe they say I love this guitar, but it should be slightly thicker.
All right.
Okay, I can scale it up then.
Yes, yes.
So it's not unusual that I make a small cast of the neck shape.
I mean, it's worth making that neck because it's I would say 80% is in the neck because that's what you feel and stuff, and then you just and that's really important. So it's worth it. So are we gonna round up for today? And
I think so.
We're gonna to listen to some more of this.
Hopefully,
maybe. Nice.
Hopefully.
But I know you have a little.
Yeah, you told us this series would make us YouTube stars.
Yeah, well,
So-
you never know, so.
I brought a special guitar for that.
And this you can use it as a weapon as well.
Almost. It's not comfortable to sit with. I can assure you that.
You can't call it an axe.
Yeah.
No, it's not an axe. This
It's
one
my
is.
star. It's really a star guitar.
Star guitar, and this is for those who don't know. This
is a double tribute.
Yeah.
Some recognize the shape from the Eurovision Song Contest in Brighton, 1974.
Kids.
Unknown band from Sweden entered the stage
Yes.
and played the song Waterloo. They won, and they like to say the rest is history. And they used a guitar quite similar to this.
Yes.
This is inspired by that guitar.
Okay, yeah.
It's made for a tribute band playing ABBA songs.
Yes.
And it's also a tribute to the very inspiring and interesting guitar builder Göran Malmberg that built the original guitar for that competition.
Yeah. Cool. It's actually really cool. Has he played it yet? The guy picking it up?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
He's in for a surprise.
He is. Yeah, I tried it and it's very nice. It's a very nice neck and a very nice tone as usual when you build your guitars. So I guess you did your homework on that one as well. Well,
Probably, yeah.
Yep. But we thank you very much for tuning in. We'll be back with a new episode and about another guitar.
I hope so.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. See you. Bye bye.